Hello class, my name is Karen Brown Campbell and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. Obviously the class is Chaucer, and that is in fact what we will be covering this semester. The two main texts we will cover will be portions of the Canterbury Tales and Troilus and Cressida, which you all may not be as familiar with, but is actually considered during his own time his main work or masterpiece. The Canterbury Tales was actually later, became very popular after it came into general recognition, yes, but the Troilus and Cressida for most of his life was actually considered his masterpiece, so we will also be covering it. Anyway, I look forward to getting to know you all this semester in this course. That's why I'm hoping you will be willing to come in and post in our discussion boards, certainly email me if you have any questions. What we want to do today is cover parts of the course and also cover a little bit of the beginning information. I've included a lot of links for this week that are mainly introductory all over the internet, some different kinds of media and stuff that you all can look at. And I hope you all will explore those, that information that I've provided, because you will be quizzed on it. I guess I should introduce myself a little bit more. I will tell you that I don't live in your area, though I have lived in that area before. Currently I'm in Fort Worth. My husband's in law school here. I am finishing up my PhD. I should graduate this December. I'm doing my dissertation right now, actually. But I was in that area in the sense that I was also a student at WT at one time. In fact, that's where I got my bachelor's, and very proud of that. Loved going to WT. It was a great school. Getting my PhD from Texas Tech right now. And so, like I said, I have been up in that area. I'm familiar with it. I know it. My parents still live up there, as does my sister. And so you all can refer to all kinds of things on campus and such, and I will know what those are, at least to some extent. I'm sure some things have changed in the past few years. And I graduated from there in 2006 is when I got my bachelor's there. So, and I took Chaucer, as you all are doing now, and I took it there. I took it with another professor who has left the campus and is no longer with WT, but I still remember it, and it was a lot of fun, and I hope that you all will have as much fun taking Chaucer as I did once upon a time. And anyway, so that's my hope, and like I said, we'll be covering a lot of different information. You'll need to look very carefully at your syllabus. I noticed in a couple different places I've asked you to either introduce yourself and post that you've read the syllabus, sometimes by emailing me or posting on the discussion boards. In all honesty, I don't care which, just so long as I have some confirmation with your name that you posted on the discussion board or that you emailed me some kind of introductory information. I would like to know you a little better. Just because this is an online course doesn't mean that there aren't real people behind it, and students and instructor, obviously. And so I would appreciate it if you just get into contact me in some way this first week and confirm that you've read the syllabus and introduce yourself. It would also be very good, though, if you post on the discussion boards so the rest of the class can get to know you. Overall, I'm probably not going to use these discussion boards as a graded forum. They are more just to open up discussion. If you have questions, they're also for that, and I will be checking them a couple of times a week. For the most part, this course will be at your own pace on a weekly basis, in the sense that I will have most everything posted probably on Saturdays. This week being an exception. I'll have everything posted on Monday, and but you'll take your quiz by Friday night, because most every week has a quiz. And you have until Friday night to take it. I think they may be timed, but you have like an hour and a half. It's like a 10-question quiz, so it shouldn't be that hard for you. Anyway, and those aren't worth a whole lot of your grade, but what they are kind of worth is attendance. If you forget to take or you miss 3 or more, it will start to affect your grade in the sense of attendance. Each quiz itself is only worth about 1.25% of your grade, but they will be important because they will be leading up to questions that would be on your midterm or your final. I will ask sorts of questions on them that would be on test. Now, the midterm will be a more traditional test, multiple choice, matching, true, false, that sort of thing, whereas the final will be a essay test. Anyway, so I think that was all in that regard. You will have one paper. I'll work up a much more involved assignment sheet for you all for that paper as we get closer to it. In that paper will probably be over the Canterbury Tales because of how we have to turn it in and the timing of some of the other elements involved with developing your ideas for the paper. So pay attention to the Canterbury Tales as we go through. Find one you like. If you have some ideas about it, certainly feel free at any time once we kind of get past a tale that you're interested in emailing me with possible paper ideas. Always a good idea to start thinking ahead. As far as research for that, you will not be required to research out of class. I will ask only that you use those materials provided during the class to use for your papers. Or the texts that you are provided or have been asked to buy. Now, there are 3 texts for this course. 2 are required, 1 is not. The 2 that are required, however, you can buy on Kindle. And if you don't have a Kindle, that's not the end of the world at all. In fact, they have now programmed a browser reader where you can buy the Kindle book on Amazon and then open it right there in your web browser and just read it there and even highlight and take notes, and you can open it from any web browser. So in fact, in one window of your internet you can have your book open, and in the other window you can have the class open. It's really quite convenient. And I did pick those books for that reason, so that you could, if you chose, do this class entirely online. If you haven't already bought the books. Now, if you would rather have the material book, then obviously you should go for that. Now, there is one book that is available only in a material format, and that's the Chaucer Sources book. And that includes a lot of different texts from Chaucer's time on many of the ideas that can be found in Chaucer's works, like ideas concerning women or clergy or that sort of thing. You don't have to have that book, but you might find it useful, especially as we get towards your paper and for understanding various parts of the texts. Plus, it will help you see some of the other things that are going on during the time period. One of the other things that I would like to focus on throughout this semester is the concept of language, because one of the huge things about this kind of literature is the difference in the language between Chaucer's day and ours. Middle English isn't entirely a different language in the sense that there's many words in it that you in fact will probably recognize, but it's definitely different. It's right before what linguistically is called the Great Vowel Shift, and so vowels sound very different. In fact, they sound like Spanish vowels. So if you've ever taken Spanish, you should have a fairly easy time with the vowels in the Middle English. But that and the fact that you pronounce all the consonants, if you keep those 2 basic ideas in mind, it won't be too hard. And the reason why I say this is that one of your assignments will be for you to recite 20 lines of Middle English in a video format and post that to Blackboard. I'm not sure yet if we're going to put it where everyone can see it, though I may compile them and make a video for everyone to see by the end of the course. Anyway, and that's going to be part of your participation. We've kind of talked about you have 2 exams, you have 1 paper, you have quizzes, there's 12 of those, and then you have participation. And part of them is this recitation. Another one will be your paper topic proposal, your paper outline. I think there's a video diary, which is just kind of a response to the entire course that will be due by the end of the course. Anyway, these are participation things. They're not graded in the sense of you get 100 or not. They're graded more of completion. Did you complete it? Do the task. And so long as you complete the task for the participation, you should get 100 on them. But do the participation, because participation is 10% of your overall grade, so it can affect you by up to a letter grade. So if you do struggle in another area of the course, completing all your participation will help you. There are extra credit that I'm willing to assign this semester. One of them would be transcribing from a manuscript. It wouldn't be much, maybe a paragraph. And the other one would also be translation of Middle English. Again, I've said that one of the things I want to stress this semester is the Middle English. And that's really important. I think you'll notice that the texts that we've chosen for this course have both the Middle English and Modern English translations, and they are facing page. Now, Troilus and Cressida is an entirely English, Modern English translation, because I'm going to furnish for you the Middle English in PDF format, and you can find it online very, very easily as well. But I want you to look very closely at the Middle English. Obviously, I want you to have the Modern English so it's easier for you to read and understand, but I really want you to compare them and to understand the Middle English. And as much as possible, try and read the Middle English. What I often say and have said in the past is that Middle English is much more like trying to read maybe a third grader with really bad spelling. You can recognize a lot of the words and recognize a lot of the meaning, but the spellings are not regular. They're not regular like what we're used to. There was no concept of grammar that we have in the sense of punctuating things in certain ways. You will see punctuation in your text, but that's put in by later editors. It wasn't there in the beginning. They had almost no punctuation, so things just kind of look like they run together. But there are some interesting ideas that have to go along with that idea of having no punctuation, no regular spelling, that we will also try and discuss during this entire course. So again, language is one of the things I want to focus on, and I do want you to try and pay attention to the Middle English and try and read it as much as you can, even if it's just in fits and spurts. And like I said, the extra credit will in fact deal with the language, and there's extra credit up to another letter grade, up to 10 points for your final grade based on those two things I just described: transcription of a manuscript page and also translation of at least probably around 20 lines of Middle English. It will be from something that's unfamiliar. It may be from something that's not from Chaucer, because there's a lot of things for Chaucer that are readily available in Modern English translations, and I don't want you using those. I really want you to try and use your gained understanding. But again, we'll come to that as you guys request to do that or show interest in it. Anyway, I don't know if there's a whole lot more to tell. Like I said, I really look forward to getting to know you all this semester, and I'm sure you all will do just fine. Anyway, signing off, and have a good evening.